December 26, 9:44 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 2. Oh, Edgeworth, we're really in it now.
Yes, indeedy we are. 'Cause Manfred von Carber.
He's the best prosecutor there is. He hasn't lost a case in his 40-year career. That's sus. Like, a prosecutor who's never lost a case?
Yes, I do think that, like, maybe people should have, looked into that a little bit more, because even the best people will lose sometimes.
Yeah, like, what about your first case? Did that go smoothly?
I mean, ours did. We've not lost a case yet, somehow.
Yeah, but we have a guide. Did he have a guide? Was he reading from, like, I don't know, whatever. He told me what it really means to prosecute. Well, what? Just picture a prosecutor as vicious as me, multiplied by a factor of 10.
It is rather terrifying, and to be fair, Von Karma is... Good lord, he is a monster.
He is. And now he's trying to get you found guilty. What a creep. Oh, wait. Maybe he's planning on losing on purpose to help you out. That's a cope, Maya. That's a cope. He hasn't lost once in 40 years. 40 years! He's as ruthless as me times 20. That's pretty ruthless. I feel like the calculations keep changing. I guess that's something like Mia was to me. Speaking of Mia... Maya? Uh-huh. We could really be using Mia's help right now, don't you think? What am I, chopped liver? Just a vessel for ghosts?
I mean, effectively at this point.
Sorry, I really tried, but I couldn't reach. You couldn't reach? I think it's because I haven't been training.
Yes, you've been too busy eating hamburgers.
Oh, but the burger, though. Oh, that should unlock a different kind of power. High cholesterol. I hope so. What are you two whispering about? I found my accent again. Oh, it's nothing. Well, it's time. Let's head in. There we go.
Also, bloody hell, going to trial on Boxing Day. Jesus Christ, nobody wants that.
Oh no, that's when you should be eating, like, delicious leftovers and whatnot. The defense is ready, Your Honor. A little bloated, but ready. Mr. Von Karma, is the prosecution ready? Fool. You seriously think that I would stand here were I not completely prepared? Right, my apologies. He's even got the judge scared. Very well, your opening statement, please. Decisive evidence. A decisive witness. What else could possibly be required? Nothing, of course. That should be fine. The prosecution may call its first witness. What's with this guy? Is he royalty or something?
No, he's just incredibly powerful in this whole shebang.
Uh-huh. Okay, Gumshoe's first. Let's see how this goes. But please take a look at the map. The murder happened late Christmas Eve, around midnight. Keep that one in mind. There was one boat in the very middle of the lake. That's not the middle, but whatever. There were two men on the boat. Now, there happened to be a woman camping here on the edge of the lake. At 12:10 a.m., she heard 2 pistol shots. Then the boat started to move. It went towards the boat rental shop and fused with another boat. Now we'll never find the original boat. Sure. Overhead map added to the court record. Testify to the court about the arrest. Now. Wait, Mr. Von Karma. Yes? Actually, I'm the one that's supposed to be handling these proceedings. No. Wrong. There is only one thing you need to do here. You will slam down your gavel and say the word guilty. That is your role. Yes, of course. You're quite right. No, he's not. Lordy the Lord. The arrest of Edgeworth.
So yes, we get to do a lot of pressing throughout this testimony. Something I think you might find quite interesting is, so Manfred von Karma's name.
Yes.
It's really quite cool, its origins. So Manfred is German for man of peace, which is obviously quite ironic.
Yeah.
Even though it's quite common, there's a possibility that Manfred may have come from Manfred von Richthofen, who was an infamous World War I flying ace, the Red Baron.
Right.
Which is interesting because both men highly feared in their lines of work, highly skilled, and achieved an impressive number of victories. But both, because obviously we're going to win this case, but effectively both were taken down by exactly the same thing, and by an opponent far less famous than themselves.
Ah.
And then obviously Karma is, but because you got the Von, the whole thing of his full English name could also technically read Manfred from Karma.
Ah. Well, there you go.
And then his Japanese name is Gokuruma. Go potentially coming from Goka, which could mean the effect of Karma, or Fires of Hell. It also could come from Arai, which means great or excellent. And then you got Karuma, which is technically pronounced similarly to Karma. And a Karuma is a demon who hunts. So, it's all really, really cool and clever wordplay there.
The murder weapon we found in the boat was decisive evidence.
Yes, definitely hold that one.
Decisive evidence? What about it? Tisk, tisk, tisk.
It's going to have Edgeworth's fingerprints on it, isn't it?
Oh, God. There were fingerprints on the pistol found in the boat. They were clear prints from Mr. Edgeworth's right hand.
Oh.
To be fair, we saw him carrying it in our, omniscient vision of the murder.
Yes, we did indeed.
Order! Order! So Mr. Edgeworth's fingerprints were found on the murder weapon? Yes, Your Honour. Judge, this is the weapon in question. Accepted into evidence. Members of the court, we now have the pistol used in the murder and the bullet found in the body. Detective. Yes, sir. Was the bullet found in the body fired from this pistol? Yes. The ballistic markings on the bullet matched the pistol. Hey, Nick. What does he mean, ballistic markings?
Pay attention to this, it's going to be very important throughout the case.
To imagine someone here does not know something as basic as ballistic markings. Nick, he's glaring at me. Tisk. Very well, I'll explain. Actually, Judge, you do it. Eh? Me? Ahem. Ballistic markings are like the fingerprints of a gun. The barrel leaves distinctive marks on each bullet it fires. You can examine these ballistic fingerprints to see which gun fired the shot. It's quite accurate. Indeed. This leads to one inevitable conclusion. The bullet found in the victim's heart was without a doubt fired from this pistol. This pistol, which as you may recall, was covered with the defendant's own fingerprints. Yeah, seeming pretty decisive, Rich.
That would sink most cases.
Well, Judge, I'd say it's almost decisive, yes. Honestly, I could declare a verdict at this point. However... No. You wish to hear the witness speak, no doubt. Very well. I am somewhat fatigued, and so I will take a brief break. I will call my witness after the recess, which will last 10 minutes. Judge. Yes? What are you doing? A 10-minute recess, now! But wait, Just bang your flimsy gavel and get on with it, man! Yes? Ahem. This court will take a 10-minute recess. Who's running this court, anyway?
And hilariously, this seems to occur quite regularly for Nick, and also the judge.
Yeah. I don't think you want an easily influenced judge, even on something as banal as a parking ticket violation. Your fingerprints were on the murder weapon! And that foggy photo makes one thing clear. The only one who could have shot that man was the person in the photo. I already see a contradiction here.
Which is?
What hand is the gunman holding that gun in?
Good point. However, we can't tell which hand based on that photo.
I know, but that's enough to create reasonable doubt. You must believe me, I didn't shoot him. Then who did? I don't know. Perhaps it was Gourdy?
I mean, it could have been Gourdy.
He came up, he asked us for tree fitting, and then he shot the dude. I heard a gunshot from very close by. Then the other man fell from the boat. I can't say why, but I thought at the time that he had shot himself. You mean it was a suicide? That's the only explanation I can come up with. How am I going to convince anyone of that? Say, Maya. What? Any progress with Mia?
Oh, just make the poor girl feel bad.
I know, right?
It's like, she's only, 17. Give her a break. At least she's gotten us out of the scrape so far.
Yeah, for sure.
And she's like, no, we need you here. Can't believe that, yeah, you're useless is an option there. That's just cruel.
It's okay, Nick. You don't have to make me feel better. I don't know anything about trials or defense. What's more, I'm a spirit medium who can't even contact spirits. Oh, everyone has their off days. I mean, I've just been getting lucky lately. But you never know when my luck is going to run out. Really? Whoa, right. Don't jinx this case more than it already is. It's bad for my heart. Oh, sorry. Whoops. God, just can't win here. Court is back in session. Mr. Von Karma, call your witness. Yes. Will Miss Lotta Hart take the stand? Oh, Jesus.
Yep, we're about to have some fun times.
Lotta Hart, you are a research student at a university. That I am. Good. Begin by telling us what you saw the night of the incident. And don't add anything trivial or subjective. Understand? You'll need to learn some manners. No. Understand? Yeah, I understand. Very well. Your testimony, please. Witness's account. It was Christmas Eve, just after midnight, I reckon. I was in my car. I heard this bang come from the lake. When I looked out the window, I saw two gents in a boat. Then there was another bang. There wasn't nary a thing on the lake but that boat. Enough. Huh? Judge. She happened to take a photo of the incident. This is that photo. Accept it as evidence. I'm going for a kind of barking thing with Von Carver. I hope that comes across.
Yeah, no, I think it's working.
Murder.
Murder,
I will remove people from the courtroom if I do not have order immediately. As the witness testified, she looked at the lake when she heard the shot. There were no other boats on that lake. So the man in the boat with the victim must have been the one who shot him. Yes, it was the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, with 3 exclamation points.
Just need to be really emphatic about it.
Order! I will have order. Well, Judge? The evidence is decisive. Sorry, I forgot which voice I was doing there. I have very little doubt about this case. Very well, this court finds the defendant.
Hold on a minute.
Well, wait, Your Honour. I haven't cross-examined the witness yet. You know that's my favourite part of the trial.
Yeah.
Cross-examination? No, no, no. We have photographic proof. What question can there possibly be? This photo is worth 1,000 words, and they all read guilty. You lose. Or, do you claim to have found a contradiction in her testimony?
Yes.
Very well. If you have to, you may cross-examine the witness. You will only flounder and ask meaningless questions. You will fail to find anything. And then I will have you held in contempt of court. Nick? Contempt? Contempt of court, you know? I guess I understand? Well, what are you gonna do? Do you really think there was a contradiction with the facts in her testimony?
Yes.
I think there was. I think I noticed one little thing. Wow, I'm impressed, Nick. I didn't notice anything. Right, let's take him on. To be fair to Maya, she's an assistant. She never, like, took the bar exam or anything.
No, she doesn't know law. Like, I mean, to be fair, it's a bloody miracle she's allowed in at all. But still, we will get through this.
Alright. Now we are going to press Lotta on all her statements except the first one.
Yes, because there's nothing wrong with that statement.
Why were you camping there, anyway? I'm a research student at my university. I was taking pictures to use in my research. What research? This all sounds suspicious.
Press further.
Miss Hart, could you be more specific about your research? No, no, no. What does the witness's motive in camping by the lake have to do with this case? The answer is nothing. I object to this line of questioning. Objection sustained. Wait, now I'm the one who says that. Well then say it already. Objection sustained. Thanks for nothing, Your Honour. Good job we didn't get penalised there.
Well, yes.
So, you weren't looking at the lake at that time? Nope. I looked after I heard that noise. She said that already. I asked you to find contradictions, not leisurely chat with the witness. Ugh. Could you clearly see the two men? Just look at the picture. Clear enough for you?
I mean, this is the bit where, like, we definitely press further. This is the point in my head where I go, I'm sorry, but the photo, you can see two people. You cannot see who they are, or what the hell they look like. But
this could be two ghosts in sheets with a gun, for all I know. You'd best look elsewhere for your precious contradictions. He jumped in quick. He's hiding something. Were you watching the very moment the shot rang out? Well, yeah, sure. You're asking meaningless questions. Meaningless! Contradictions, Mr. Wright, not meaningless babble. Von Karma, I think I hate you. He's trying to keep me from talking to the witness. To what end? There wasn't nary a thing on the lake but that boat.
I mean, I'm not sure about her thoughts on that either, but still.
Yeah, sure as a country gal can be. That sounds pretty sure. How come you're so sure? Well, heck, I scanned the whole lake. Scanned the whole lake? It almost sounds like she was more interested in the lake than the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Hart, you... No, no, no. Mr. Wright, the witness has answered the question in full. Ugh. No need for further questions. Objection sustained. That's what I'm... Sustained! Yes, of course. Oh, great. Can we get a different judge, please?
I know, this guy is absolutely bloody useless.
I think we've heard all we need to hear, Mr. Wright. It seems you are unable to find a contradiction in the testimony worth noting. But Your Honour! You keep your promise. Mr. Wright, I am afraid that I will have to penalise any further outbursts by holding you in contempt of court. And if that happens, you'll have to leave the courtroom immediately. Understood? Nick! Lotta's testimony is fishy, Nick. Real fishy. Yeah, I know what you mean. But if I can't say anything, what can I do? I believe we've covered the evidence sufficiently to make a decision. Then pass your judgment. Very well. Mr. Miles Edgeworth, please take the stand. Who was there? It was me! Maya! Is something wrong? Do you need to use the facilities? No, I do not. Lotta Hart, your testimony stinks. It's unclear whether you were actually looking at the lake.
Mm-hmm.
It's highly doubtful that you actually saw Mr. Edgeworth. Tell us the truth. This is a matter of life or death. Ugh. Lotta, did you really clearly see Mr. Edgeworth that night? Did you see him fire that pistol? You will stand down. The court does not acknowledge the defence's outburst. Answer me, Lotta. What's the big idea treating me like some kind of criminal?
Well, that's what happens when you perjure yourself.
I swear it, I saw Edgeworth. Enough. Judge, declare the defense in contempt of court. Yes, of course. I'm sorry, but you were warned. Guard, escort Mr. Wright out of the courtroom. He is in contempt of court and must leave. No. No! Wait! I was the one who made the outburst, Your Honour.
Mm-hmm.
No. Ha! What's the difference? All that remains is for the guilty verdict to be declared. Isn't that right, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
Wrong. Because Lotta just screwed up.
Uh-huh. Did you hear what Miss Hart just said? She said she clearly saw Mr. Edgeworth. That was not in the testimony. That changes her testimony, and I have the right to cross-examine her again. Order, please God, can I have some semblance of order in this courtroom? You're in contempt of court. It's too late for wild claims. Judge, sustain my objection.
Taking your time there, mate.
I'm sorry, Mr. Von Karma, but I cannot. What? Miss Lotta Hart has made a new testimony. The defense does have a right to cross-examine her again. But he is in contempt of court. No, I am. If you're going to arrest someone, arrest me. Well, I do like arresting people. Very well. Maya Fey, you will leave the courtroom immediately. Nick, I did what I could. You have to do the rest. Good luck. Maya. Peh, I care not for this melodrama. Listen well, Mr.
He
Wright.
says, wearing, a massive cravat and, that ridiculous outfit.
I do not tolerate badgering of my witnesses. I'm running out of time. I'd better find a contradiction in here, or else. Begin your cross-examination. I saw it clear as day. The man on the boat was Mr. Edgeworth.
Absolutely not. We have the photo to prove it.
Well, what about the other man? You cannot expect to be allowed to blithely ignore your promise, Mr. Wright. I believe you claim there was a contradiction in the witness's testimony. Well, find it. If you can. Mr. Wright, I have to assign you a penalty. Oh no.
Oh.
Damn! That's my fault. That's it? Uh-oh. I don't know if I can find anything in there.
Thankfully, we can.
I saw it clear as day. The man on the boat was Mr. Edgeworth.
Present that photo.
At least we get to show off what a penalty looks like.
Yes, and sometimes it's slightly terrifying because they're just like the entire bar will go.
Look at this photograph. Does it make you laugh? The photo I took. The very same. The very same. There's something I want you to see in this photo. It's quite clearly visible. The fog, Miss Hart. So? This picture was taken with professional, high-quality film, correct? Yet even it could not capture the faces of the men on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Yet you claim you saw Mr. Edgeworth. How? What? Why? Mr. Wright has a point. That's why I told her not to say that in her testimony. Please. Yet now she has said it, Mr. Von Karma. How could she possibly have seen Mr. Edgeworth? Explain yourself. Miss Hart. What? Could you see the defendant that night? Of course. I said I could and I meant I could. Then please testify as to the circumstances of your sighting. I did it. I finally found a hole in Von Karma's carefully vague testimony.
Mm-hmm. And we're gonna rip it wide open.
You're right. It was a cold night and the fog was thick as grits. So once I finished setting up my camera, I got back in the car. Still, I brought my binoculars with me. When I heard that noise out on the lake, I looked with my binoculars. See? No problem. You used binoculars. Very well. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. This one better be good.
I think we want to prod that statement about bringing the binoculars.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Because why would you need the camera and binoculars?
Exactly.
Binoculars? Yeah, binoculars. Yesterday you mentioned that you were out looking for shooting stars, correct? Well, yeah. Wouldn't you need a telescope, not binoculars, for that?
That is true.
I've got doubts about your camera, too. Was that really to take pictures of meteor showers? The camera is irrelevant to this case. You can't say that for certain. Mr. Wright, is the camera really relevant to this case? If you believe it is, you may continue with this line of questioning.
Oh, we are pressing this further.
If you find nothing with this, there will be consequences. Well, Mr. Wright, do you wish to press further about the camera?
Hell yeah.
This is a make it or break it time. The camera is of utmost importance, Your Honor. It is perhaps the key to this entire case. Therefore, I will continue my line of questioning. Wow, maybe I went a little overboard there.
Can never go overboard in this case.
No, you can't. Miss Hart, you will testify to the court about the camera. Yeah, I hear you. The whole of Texas hears you. The camera was set up to take pictures of a meteor shower.
I think we should present the camera on this one because it absolutely was not.
Unless shooting stars make a loud bang, but you might be thinking of meteorites instead. Says who? I saw the camera you set up yesterday. It was pointed directly at the lake. You have to point a camera upwards to take photos of the stars, Miss Hart.
Mm-hmm.
Even I know that. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? The witness was not at the lake to photograph shooting stars, Your Honor. Well then, what exactly was she photographing?
We are showing some evidence here because I think we all know what she was there to try and get a photo of.
Indeed. What was Miss Hart trying to photograph at the lake? Oh yes.
Gourdy.
Miss Hart, this is what you were trying to photograph. What's this? A newspaper article? Gourdy? And the sighting at Gourd Lake. Well, Miss Hart? I never heard of no lake monster. You got proof or something? Let's see you prove that I was down at the lake trying to photograph this Gourdy.
Of course we have proof.
I have it. Proof. Intriguing. Very well, let's see it, and no joking around this time, please. What is proof that the witness was trying to photograph Gourdy, the lake monster?
The camera, once again, because it was specifically for loud noises, which is something mentioned in the article.
Your camera was set to take photos in response to loud noises, correct? Thus, this photograph here, taken when a gun fired on the lake. And here, this article about Gourdy. According to this article, Gourdy made a loud noise when it emerged. Well, you were trying to photograph Gourdy, weren't you? That's why you had your camera set to respond to loud noises. Order! I see. I too thought it was a little strange. Yeah, sure. Well, Miss Hart? You were camping there to try and take a photo of Gourdy, weren't you? Yeah. Not bad. Are all you lawyers that smart?
Yay!
So smart, boy. I was down there trying to photograph Gourdy. You got me. So what? Huh? That don't change what I saw, does it? Exactly. What you just used several precious minutes of our time to prove is nothing more than that the witness is an idiot who thinks monsters exist. Hey, I need a drink.
Yeah, that's totally fair. I think we all need a drink after that testimony.
It changes nothing. Not true. You are hiding the whole thing about Gourdy for some reason. I know it. But what could it have been? Whatever it is, I'm getting to the bottom of this. Miss Hart, why did you hide the fact that you were searching for Gourdy from the court? Please revise your testimony. Right, fine, I'll testify. It won't change nothing, though. Something will change, it has to. And I'm going to spot it. Lotta's new testimony. Actually, I'm not a research student at a university. I'm an investigative photographer. Imagine what a scoop it would be if I got a picture of that monster. That's why I was camping out by the lake. But that's all I was hiding. When I heard the bang, I looked right straight out at the lake. There wasn't much else to look at, so I just watched that boat the whole time. Then I saw a flash near one of the men's hands and I heard another gunshot. I was looking right at that boat the whole time, crossed my heart and hoped to fry.
I think
Yes?
we need to present a little article when she's talking about not much else to look at.
Indeed. Whether she is a research student or a photographer has no bearing on this case. There is no need to waste more of our time with another pointless cross-examination.
Cross-examination's never pointless.
Indeed. Von Kalm is up to something, I know it. He doesn't want me to cross-examine her because... Why? Was there a contradiction? Very well. You may begin the cross-examination. You seem sure of yourself. You must have something in mind. Ha! That would be a first. Ha ha ha, very funny. You understand that this is your last chance at a cross-examination, Mr. Wright. If there is no problem with the testimony this time, we will let the witness leave. I will announce my verdict at that time, Mr. Wright. Understood? Yes, Your Honor. Oh boy. Alright, so that's fine. This is fine.
Also fine. Technically also fine. Here, present. Present that Gourdy article, because why the frick was she just watching the boat when she wanted to find Gourdy?
What's with you? Course I was looking at it. It was the only thing out there. Any normal person would be looking at it. I agree, any normal person would. But you are far from normal.
Bit brutal, but sure.
You don't want to step over here and say that? You were camping at the lake to take a picture of Gourdy. Think about it. What would you do if you heard a loud noise? You'd be scanning the lake for any sign of Gourdy, that's what. You wouldn't give the boat a second thought. Continue, Mr. Wright. You testified that you were watching the boat through binoculars. However, you wouldn't need binoculars to watch that boat. You needed them to search for Gourdy, and that's what you were doing. Well? Well, now that y'all mention it, I did sort of take my binoculars and kind of scan the lake a bit. I mean, Gourdy might be out there, and all. Miss Hart, are you saying that you were not watching the boat, then? Sorry, y'all. I wasn't fibbing, really. I thought, you know, I could be a witness to a murder and all.
Oh, Lotta.
I was sure I was watching that boat till now. This is totally uncalled for. But hey, you got the photograph, you got proof. Still, we can't see who is shooting who in this shot. Right. That's why I took this photo and... Witness, that's enough.
Oh.
You've had a long day. Shut your pie hole. Shut my what? What was she going to say? She took the photo and what? Wait a second. She even had a photograph to prove it. But you really can't tell from the photo who is shooting. That's why she said she's going to enlarge the photo. She said it will drop the quality a bit, but should let us see who's who. She enlarged that photo! Why won't Von Karma let her show it? I've got a hunch. I bet that enlarged photo shows something bad for Von Karma. This is my chance. If I'm wrong, though, it'll mean prison for Edgeworth. Or worse. He'll have to eat food that has spices in it, and his palate won't be able to take it. Miss Hart, look at this photograph. You enlarged this photograph, did you not? Yeah, I did. Why hasn't that enlargement been presented to the court? Because it does not exist. What are y'all talking about? You were the ones who told me not to show it in court in the first place. You old fool.
Bingo.
What's the meaning of this, Mr. Von Karma? Miss Hart. Show the photo to the court. Show us the enlargement. The prosecution objects to the submission of this evidence. And turn off that music, it's distracting. The witness will show the enlargement to the court. Here it is. I still can't see who's who.
No.
However, I think my theory just got proven correct, Rich.
Yes, I believe it did.
Regardless, I'll accept this as evidence. Happy now, Mr. Wright? Found my voice again. There has to be something. You asked for enlargement, you got the enlargement. No. And little good it has done any of us. That's why I requested she not show it. I suppose this means the cross-examination is over, obviously. Then I would like to close the cross-examination of Miss Lotta Hart. And none too soon. That was a flagrant waste of my time. Mr. Von Karma, do you have anything to add? I stated everything I needed to when this trial began. Decisive evidence. A decisive witness. What else could possibly be required? Nothing, of course. Then I believe it's time for me to declare my verdict. Wait, it's not supposed to go like this. There has to be a clue in this photo, somewhere. This is bad, real bad. What should I do?
Object to the enlargement.
Your Honor, there is something decidedly strange with this enlargement. What might that be? You will show the court what you mean. What about this photo is strange? Okay, here goes nothing. I'll show the judge what's strange about this photo.
It's the hand holding the gun.
Here, Your Honor. The shooter? I'm not sure I understand. What about the shooter is strange? Look at the hand holding the pistol, Your Honor. The hand? That hand directly contradicts another piece of evidence. This man's left hand does not... What? Let me show you. I'll show you the evidence that left hand contradicts.
And it is the pistol, of course, because it bears Edgeworth's prints from his right hand.
The evidence is clear. The man in this photograph is holding that pistol in his left hand. However, the prints on the murder weapon were from Edgeworth's right hand. Ergo, the man shooting the pistol in this photograph is not Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, I do love it when a plan comes together.
Indeed. Whew. Now that everyone in the courtroom has quieted down, I would like to reconvene this court of law. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? You have given us definitive proof today. We now know that it was not Mr. Edgeworth who fired the pistol that night. However, this leaves us with a rather large problem. If Mr. Edgeworth didn't do it, then who shot our victim? Precisely. As we have seen, there were no other people on the lake that night. Who but the defendant could have shot the victim?
The victim himself. I love that Larry's there.
There's always a possibility.
Something smells. It's usually the butts.
The man who shot the victim was none other than the victim himself. Bring in the parrot. Order! Order! So, you are saying that the victim committed suicide? Yes, Your Honor. I can think of no other explanation. Indeed, that does seem to be the only remaining option. I'm so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright. But suicide is out of the question. What? An examination of the victim's wound reveals the distance at which he was shot. The distance? The victim was clearly shot from further than a meter away. Meter? That's 3 feet. No, no, no. There is no way it could have been suicide. Well, this presents a problem.
It does, but hey, we get to have a little bit more time to investigate.
Autopsy report updated. You buffoon, you clod. I see. Very well, allow me to state my opinion. Considering the situation, the shooter had to be the defendant, Mr. Edgeworth. However, the prints on the gun reveal that the shooter was not Mr. Edgeworth. This makes this judge very confused. Therefore, I would like to suspend proceedings for this trial for the day. The court orders the defense and the prosecution to further investigate this matter. Understood? Yes, Your Honor. That is all. This court is adjourned. Oh boy, that was close, Rich.
It was indeed.
So is Maya, like, in jail now, or what?
Basically, yes. I mean, it'll only be for a short period of time, but still.
Don't you just get fined for being in contempt of court?
I think it varies. In England and Wales, Contempt of court can lead to imprisonment, up to 2 years in a superior court, 1 month in an inferior court, and/or a fine.
Okay.
Up to 2,500 in an inferior court, unlimited otherwise. So, yeah, it varies. I think they do tend to impose fines rather than imprisonment, but it's not outside the realms of possibility that imprisonment is used.
Fair enough. Tell her something for me. What? Tell her to watch what she says in court. That's all. Would it kill you to just state how you really feel with a thanks, Edgeworth? Well, no, he's British. I requisitioned a transcript of Lotta's entire testimony. I thought it might give me some ammunition for the trial tomorrow. Of course, she didn't see the shooter, so the only part of her testimony that stood out was the bang she heard. But whatever, we'll take it anyway.
Take whatever we can get.
This ain't over.